Boom, bum, bum, ba, dum, bum. Bum, 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 ba, dum, bum, bum, bum. Hello, everybody. MrHulthen here. How's it going? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing good. We are streaming today, too. I'm not sure what we're gonna do, just like on Friday. It's a little chaotic now. But I hope you will enjoy. I was thinking we were gonna play some video games, but usually I don't think most of you guys like that. You just want to sit around and chat about stuff. There's not much going on in terms of like gaming news and stuff like that, so we're kind of we're gonna have to just make do, like you do on these live streams. There's really, being a gaming YouTuber kind of sucks sometimes because there's just not always something interesting to talk about. Most of gaming news is kind of dead. There's no Mass Effect news. We're still waiting for patch 8 for Baldur's Gate 3. Nothing is happening there. Everything fucking sucks. Everything is, oh, I'm so sad. And it's just terrible. It's awful times. Awful times. It's just gaming is dead forever. Nothing is going on. It's all done. It's over. Gaming is dead. I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. Take care. Why did I say take care? It's like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. Demian, how you doing? Welcome. Reldy, what's up? Very awful. Yes, I know. It's terrible. Gaming is terrible. This hobby of ours, it sucks. And I'm very sick of it. It sucks. It's terrible. Gaming. It's just, we don't want gaming. We don't want gaming here. That's not what we do. We don't talk about games. Video games, blah. Ew. Patricia, how you doing? Justin, what's up? Good morning, evening. Good evening, morning. Morning, evening. Is that a thing? Weather's nice. Everything is swell. We will find something interesting here, okay? We will find something. Doom, in case you're interested in Doom stuff. Doom the Dark Ages. Looks really cool. We're gonna get into that in a moment, maybe. I don't know, if you feel like it. How's it going, Silex? It's been a while since I watched a live stream from you. Well, welcome back, man. Welcome back. You haven't missed much. Hey, member Mass Effect? I member Mass Effect. Do you member? I member. I do member because I do wanna replay it again. I was mid ME2 and then I took a pause, but I really want to make one of those really long form, really annoyingly, stupidly overdone sort of video where I just ramble on and on for like 30 minutes and you guys are super into what I'm saying and you guys love it, and it's just, it's not at all a waste of time. I'm just passionately spewing a bunch of, how I feel about Mass Effect as a franchise, why I love Mass Effect 1 so much, how it made me fall in love with gaming and all that good stuff. I kind of want to make one of those videos, and hopefully you guys will watch it throughout so I can get all the ad revenue for it. That would be wonderful. But I'm not sure. Is that something you guys want to see? Should I do that? Or should I just stay off Mass Effect for a while? Because I've talked about it for like 500 videos at this point. I don't know how many videos we've made with Mass Effect, really. Again, of course, it's just, it's constant Mass Effect. You can't ever escape from it. By the way, I'm also streaming on Twitch. If you have not followed me on Twitch, if you're not watching from Twitch, what are you doing? Twitch is a better... it's just better overall as an experience. I mean, also you get free primes that you can give to me, so I get more money if you don't want to, spend more money becoming a member on the channel, because then I can just do that on Twitch. You get a free prime to give away if you're a member. If you're an Amazon member, I guess most of you are Amazon members, so I mean, you can just give me your money. I'm serious, okay? I'm just trying to be very tactful here about how I say it, okay? I don't want to force you guys. But still, you can never talk about ME too much. Very true. We can theorize a bunch about what's going on with Mass Effect. We'll never really know until we get like a new announcement. But it's my birthday today. Oh, Scorn Luck with the 34 years. Damn, no, let's not end your suffering, dude. You're still young. I'm also pretty young, I would say so myself. Yes, I may be losing hair, but it doesn't matter. I'm still young. I'm still young in my soul. I'm still strong. I'm still powerful. I'm 33 years old. 34, no, and no suffering, no. No, your suffering is just beginning, my friend. Happy birthday, by the way. Why did I forget to say happy birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you get some cake today. If you don't get some cake, well, at least you can get it yourself. That's a good thing about being adult, you know. It's a good thing about being a grown-up is that you can buy your own cake. You would watch? Nice, David. Cool. Emmy as in Mass Effect, not Emmy as in me. I believe so, too. Do whichever fits you. If you can still do Mass Effect content, it comes naturally, by all means. The thing is, I've never done one of those big videos, you know, where you talk about... what's the word for a long form video like that? Retrospective is sort of what I want to make, right? I've never done it before because I feel like it's too much work. No, it's not too much work. It's just, it takes so long making those videos, and you really got to hit it off and make that video really, you know, kick off and have some good editing. You got to make sure that it has a good flow, it has good scripting, and it needs to be like 30 minutes or something. You got to make sure that people pay attention through the, you know, all that time. That's pretty difficult to do, especially when I don't have editors. I have to do everything myself. So it takes longer for me to release those videos. I would make those long, boring as fuck videos because I know people want those types of videos. But it's just, for the amount that I make on this channel, economically speaking, it doesn't feel always like it's worth it. Maybe it would be. I'm not sure. I think the longest video that I made that was really heavily edited by me was about Dragon's Dogma 2. And that actually took off quite well, honestly. Serious business today. Very serious. We're super serious, guys. It's very important that we all know it's serious business today. We're talking about, well, what I just talked about, which I don't remember right now. Play some Inzoi? Nah. I think most people's, you know, most viewers here on the channel would probably click away if they saw Inzoi, because it's just, you know, it's just Sims, basically. It looks really cool. I want to play it myself. Well, I did play some with my girlfriend, but we'll have to see. I'm not, you know, playing it here. Do you read sci-fi literature? What would you suggest? I don't actually. I have read sci-fi literature, but I am not a bookworm, so to speak. I was kind of when I was studying. I would say probably, what's that book again? Why can't I remember? It's so freaking memorable. Why can't I remember the name of the book series? It's the one about the Shrike. You guys know. The Hyperion Cantos. That one is a must read. It's so fucking good. It's so mysterious. It's so insanely adult also as well. It's very mature. It's very, very violent and bloody and all, but it's also like very mysterious, and it breaks down the human consciousness and things like that. It's very interesting. And I would say that for any sci-fi fan, I would probably say that, yeah, Hyperion is one of the best ones, in my opinion. They really build up the villain, some of the factions in there, and everything, you know, with how the universe works. It's all very mysterious, and it's very well paced, I would say. You can try having the retrospective worked on the side while pumping out your usual thing for the income flow. Very true. I could do that too. Atomic Nomad, by the way, welcome to the stream on Twitch. Good job getting over there. It's a better platform for streaming. Alastair Reynolds is a good writer. I should probably try reading some of his works. Dan Simmons, yeah. Dan Simmons, Hyperion Cantos. Or the Hyperion books, I would say. I don't remember the exact name of the series, but I've read all of them. It's my head. I have a foggy memory. Very true. Yeah, too old. I'm just, you know, I'm dying. I'm not, actually. I'm kidding. You could finish those New Vegas DLCs or review Disco Elysium, very popular RPG. I could try Disco Elysium. I'm not sure about Fallout. I'm kind of, you know, burnt out on Fallout. But Disco Elysium is an interesting game. I wanted to play it, but then I never got around to do it. But I keep hearing that it's like one of the best RPGs ever made. But it's like one of those sort of indie, low budget type games. It's very different to other RPGs, but I do really want to look into it. Hello, what's up? I can't. Shit, I keep. I gotta look up your name again because I keep messing it up. Let's see here. Ling Wuju. Welcome, Ling. Keep hearing things about Atomfall. Atomfall. Right, that's the Fallout clone, right? Atomfall. Atomfall. Right, yeah, we talked about that on the last stream, I think. It looks interesting, but it kind of, it's very Fallout-y. I mean, look at this. Look at this image. That's literally from Fallout. Here we go. There's even one of those droids, robots or whatever. It's literally it. Could be fun. Could be fun. I'm not gonna lie. But Disco is a game you read and not play. Yeah, that seems to be the feeling I got from it too. Disco Elysium. There we go. It just looks so odd, man. I'm so sorry. I don't mean it like that, but it looks really strange. It's probably that, I'm a very particular guy. I really like my generic standard AAA RPG type games. I'm not much of a, oh, this is artistically very, very unique. I should play this. That's not the type of guy I am. I'm pretty boring in my tastes. I gotta say it. I'm pretty vanilla. And when I see standard generic AAA studio game, I go, whoop, I gotta put my $70 onto that, but not this thing that actually looks kind of interesting. Because, I'm like a normal consumer. I am the worst type of person. I just consume. I don't ask questions. I just consume. Kidding. That's not at all how I am. I'm actually very intelligent and I really think about my choices and I really don't just spend money for the sake of spending money. That never happened. That's never happened to me. That's never going to happen. I'm very responsible. Oh no, I'm frozen. Guys, I'm frozen. I can't move. Help. Help, guys. I'm frozen. Oh no. Oh. There we go. We're back again. Okay, I'm unfrozen. That felt better. Disco Elysium is fully voiced. Is it? $70 usually not worth it. True. There's a lot of games that is usually not worth $70 nowadays, unfortunately. Why the Fallout burnout? The thing is, Alexander Kuznetsov, I'm just gonna say Alex. I've just never been, okay, I'm sorry. I really am sorry to all you Fallout fans out there. I've just never been a big Fallout fan. Sorry, it just, it just is what it is. I always preferred the Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Skyrim. Oblivion is what I started with, but Fallout is just, it's not my style of game. It's kind of fun, but it's still, running around in the wastelands gets kind of old pretty quickly. And I would definitely say New Vegas was really good, though. That was a big surprise. Thank you guys for getting it into my thick head that I should play Fallout New Vegas. Because writing-wise, character-wise, a lot of the story elements is probably the best. It's probably the best written Fallout game I feel that I've played. So thank you for that. But then again, Fallout, it's like, I get the appeal. I'm just not big on it, honestly. That's the thing. I'm sorry about it. Just is what it is. Is what it is. I haven't read it, but I heard Revelation Space by Alistair Reynolds helped inspire Mass Effect concepts of the Reapers. Damn! Revelation Space? Maybe you guys think that's a bad take. How can you not like Fallout? It's so good. I do like it, but I don't love it. I don't think it's interesting enough to run around a irradiated wasteland all the time, because it's this for the same reason I don't keep watching the Mad Max movies. It's just I don't feel like that's an interesting environment all the time. It's just horrible, tragic, just a disgustingly horrifying future, And it's just, okay, it's cool, but then it gets old, kind of. Then again, I love nukes. I love big explosions. That's one thing, though. I gotta say that. I'm a big fan of big explosions, so I should, by all means, love it. I do love using the nukes in Fallout games, though. I gotta say that. That's one of my favorite things in gaming, is when you use the big explosions. Boom. Goes boom, very big. Big explosion, boom. Saint with the Ensven veteran, appreciate it. Welcome to the Ensven squad again, Saint. Welcome into the warmth. And everybody who's not an Ensven member yet, you should become one because I say so. And it's a good idea. You get some emojis and a little banner up to your name. So it shows that you're a very dedicated, very loyal follower who has big brain, a lot of cells in there. You know, it's bright lights and everything. You are a cool person. That's a big, you know, sign that says that you are the coolest. I mean it. Michael Bay confirmed. That's me. Big explosion. Actually, Michael Bay is actually just the stage name. I made that up when I was in 5th grade. And ever since then, I started recording these big explosive Transformers movies when I was, I think it's 6th grade, I think it was, maybe 7th grade. Somewhere around there, I started to make really cool action sequences with my iPhone 6, I think it was. I think maybe it was iPhone 7. It was one of those, at least, but that's how it started. I first used, you know, small little characters, small little Lego pieces that I, you know, and that just grew, and then I started using nukes. You also changed your name from Dante to Dante from, yeah, my name is now Dante. It's not actually Alexander. Long time no see. Hey, CR, what's up? How you doing, man? It's been some time. It's funny how I remember your username despite it being just CR. Get the heretic? No, I'm not a heretic. I just have opinions, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Have you ever played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous? No. But I should. Path of the Righteous. Let me look that up first. Pathfinder. I really should play that game. There's so many games, guys. I keep saying that for every Steam. Why do I not play all the games in the world? Like, I should, at this point, have played all of these games. Honestly, though, as a big RPG buff, I really should have played Pathfinder. Isn't there a new Pathfinder coming out? Pathfinder 2? No, there isn't. I lied. You dyed your hair silver. Yes, I did. Michael Bay, who looks like Christopher Nolan. Exactly. Just so you know, both of those are stage names. They're both pen names. Actual name is Alexander. Pathfinder's too hardcore. Really? Did anyone get the Exodus tabletop book? It's awesome. No, I have not. Is that the one with the concept art and which is like the monster guidebook, sort of? I really want that. I should probably order that right now. I don't know, how much is it though? I haven't checked. Exodus tabletop book. I feel like such a boomer every time I write with one arm. Exodus tabletop Founder Special Limited Edition offer. Do you mean the Traveler's Handbook? Is that the one? 800 Swedish crown. Nah, not for a book. I don't. That's probably too much. Why haven't I played all those games? Because I'm replaying Mass Effect. Yes, that is the real answer here. Oh, Tux, have you tried Torment Tides of Numenera? I've heard about Torment, but again, it's like with that previous game we talked about. It's like, oh, it has a certain style. Torment. I've got to use both of my arms, actually. Torment Tides of Numenera. Because I know that's the follow-up to the first Torment game. I don't remember what that was called, but everybody was like insanely, you know, oh, this game is so amazing, everybody loves it, you should try it, you should play it. But I don't even remember what it was about. But Torment, this is what it looks like. So if, in case you guys are like, oh, what's he talking about? This game is what I'm talking about. Oh my god. And then there we go. There we go. So this is Torment, Tides of Numenera. Not really sure, you know, looks interesting. Could probably play it someday. But like, I don't think I've ever heard of this specific Torment game. Is fully modded Mass Effect Trilogy playthrough worth it for the second time? And in general, what should I do in the second playthrough? Very good question. Very good question. You should just try doing everything you didn't do in Mass Effect. You know, every choice that you didn't make. So if, let's say that you picked most of the Paragon options. Well, then I would suggest you go with the Renegade options and play as a Renegade Shepard, because that is not a completely different experience, but it's different enough to where you're like, oh shit, you can do that. Oh my god, you can do that. Oh my god, Shepard is pretty edgy. You know, it's pretty interesting. It doesn't change all that much really, but it does. Well, it does actually change some things for Mass Effect 3 especially. So just do it all over again, but just do other choices. For Maximum Tragedy, make a colonist Shepard with Aku's background. That too. But I would just highly suggest you just role play as a Renegade or a Paragon if you played as a Renegade on the first time. It's just much more fun when you vary it like that, honestly. There's too many games to play in 20 years. My backlog is going to be huge, just too much to keep up with. Yeah, it's insane. I don't have the time to actually... The problem is here, right? Because I'm mostly known as, you know, that Mass Effect YouTube guy, it's like, okay, so I gotta still keep talking about, you know, I love Mass Effect, so of course I'm gonna keep covering it on the channel, but it's like, I gotta cover that, which means I have to play the games. And that time that I used to play those games, I could use to play other games to cover them as well. But I have to like pick and choose what game I play, because I own, like, time is the real limited resource, you know, that's the limiting factor. It's just time. And I would love to play all these games and cover them all on the channel. The problem is I can't literally do it because I just don't have the time. So either I have to comply with the YouTube algorithm and be like, yes, beautiful YouTube algorithm, I will make sure you get what you want. I will feed you with all of my videos that are just, you know, basically just the same video I made a couple of years ago, but let's try to do it again. Just feed the monster that is the YouTube algorithm, because then it recommends videos for Mass Effect for Mass Effect fans, and that's how I get this show running. That's how I keep things running. Or I can experiment and try other things, which I am kind of doing with the whole roast video format, because I just think it's fucking hilarious. I think it's really fun, and I'm having I'm enjoying it a lot. But the YouTube algorithm doesn't really like it because, you know, it doesn't get recommended to the right people, and you have to build like an audience for that certain type of people. And so you know, it's, oh God, overall, I'm just sick of the algorithm. I hate it. I'm so sick and tired of the YouTube algorithm. I wish we just had subscribers subscribing and getting their favorite channel recommended to them all the time instead. It just sucks. Bahak deserved it. He did. Slendy McSpendy III. I absolutely agree. I'm so sorry that I can't play Andromeda, not after the trilogy at least. I compared too much. I need to give it time, I think. Yes. The thing is, you know, I'm not the biggest Andromeda fan. I've said it multiple times. I've clowned on Andromeda in a lot of my videos, but I try not to be unfair. There are some good things about Andromeda. that I think needs to be lifted up. I think we need to be fair when criticizing these games. And Andromeda has some fine things about it, but it's like, if I had to score it, I would probably put it at like a 6.5 out of 10. I wouldn't give it like it's fine-ish. It's fine, you know, but it's not great. Mass Effect is just whoop, you know, Mass Effect 1 to 3, that is. The trilogy is just on a whole another level. Even the first game, I feel it's just, you know, they got the charm, they got the vibe, they got most of the things down except for maybe the combat, I would say. Is it possible to do a Renegade Shepherd and not lose any squad mates? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just max out your Renegade reputation, essentially, and you can just pick the Renegade options to convince everybody all the time. That's how you play a Renegade Shepherd and not lose any squad mates, because you scare the shit out of everyone constantly, so they do exactly what you say. Such is the dilemma of being a YouTuber in association with a specific game. Yes, kind of sucks, but I guess, you know, that I've specialized into it. I know so much about Mass Effect, which I think is what really kickstarted the channel and made the channel take off, is because I have such in-depth knowledge about the universe and I have such passion for it. So it's like, oh, okay, he's obviously, you know, it's like Star Wars Theory, right? Of course, his name is Star Wars Theory, so everybody's like watching him because he's the Star Wars Theory guy. He's the Star Wars guy. And I guess it's the same for a lot of YouTubers out there. They just specialize too much into a certain game, and then they're kind of stuck in this place where people just associate them with a certain game, even if that person themselves actually do play a lot of other games. Like, I don't just play Mass Effect, obviously. I've probably spent very few hours playing Mass Effect the past year. I've mostly played everything else, like most of you have, like Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come, Baldur's Gate. It's like the list is very long of games that I've spent more time in than Mass Effect the previous year. But it's still like, I'm still stuck in that gray zone, you know? Which Mass Effect has the best combat? I would say 3. I think 3 has the best combo system. It feels the best. I think the movement is the best in Andromeda, like the fluidness of it, but I don't like the profile system because I feel like it removes the replayability factor. I prefer Mass Effect 3 in the way where you have to spec into a certain class when you start up your Shepherd, because it feels more like a role-playing game. You're playing an actual soldier, or you're playing an actual adept, or whatever, or vanguard, and then you can, you know, you can re-allot your points and what, but it's all about role-playing and being able to replay the game again and be like, I really want to try adept now and see how that plays, because I always play a soldier. That's what I feel. Who is directing the next Mass Effect? That's Michael Gamble. Michael Gamble. I wish we met female Batarians in the trilogy. You can mod it into your game, I think. But yeah, that would have been cool. We're probably going to see that at some point, though. Last time I played through Mass Effect was 2023. Yeah, that's 2 years ago. That's 2 years ago. But that's fair, though, because 2023, that's when Baldur's Gate 3 came out. So I don't blame you. I think a lot of us have spent a lot of hours in Baldur's Gate. So it's like, what can you do? That game is just so addictive, and you just keep replaying it, and it's just, you know. There is another YouTuber like that named Real Life Ryan. Ooh, I think I've seen him. He got famous because of Berserk, and almost every time he does something different, it gets a lot less views. Yes, because his subscriber base is mostly, or well, not even his subscriber base, his viewer base is just very much associating him with that specific game. So I'm not really sure. The algorithm is still kind of a mystery here to me. I don't really know if it's like it recommends videos based on what you watch, or does it recommend videos based on the specific channel that has covered the type of it's just, I don't know. Did you enjoy the multiplayer element in ME3 Andromeda? Yes. In ME3, yes. In Andromeda, not so much, because when I played it on release, the multiplayer didn't work very well. It was very unstable and very laggy as far as I remember. At least for me. I don't know how it was for everybody else, but I know it was a catastrophe for me. So I just didn't play it much. Mass Effect 3, though, I was hooked on the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I think I spent like 1,000 hours playing the goddamn multiplayer. I played the multiplayer more than I played the main game. That should say something about how good the multiplayer was. Adam Kaminski. Kaminski? Wait, is that an N or an R? Kaminski. Welcome, Adam. Just got here. What's the business? We're just yapping, you know, it's just a bunch of yapping. We're just, you know, talking about video games. I'm complaining about being a YouTuber like a complete bitch. But, you know, you gotta become a YouTuber, relinquish your humanity, become a consistently posting icon on the screen. Yes. Exactly. And I don't really want to be that. I do want to be a person, but it's like hard to be that when everything is controlled by algorithms that push things up to make sure that you guys consume and watch that goddamn ad so you can consume a little bit more, so you can watch another ad. And that's how YouTube gets paid. It's a vicious cycle of here's an ad. Watch it, please. Preferably click on the link and buy something so we get a referral. That's good. That's good. That's how it works. And then you just, you know, rehash. And I want to be creative. I want to do stuff that I find is fun. That's what I do. Why I do the roast videos, because I think they're fun. I get an idea, I write it up, and I go like, yeah, let's add that to the list. It's just fun, and it's completely unserious. It's just entertainment. I love reading comments where you guys say, or when people say, that's so funny, I kept laughing, or I laughed until I fell off my chair, or I was eating and then I started choking because I was laughing and I died and now I'm in heaven and I'm still laughing. That kind of stuff just really keeps me going. It just makes me super happy to see stuff, and not that you guys die, but you know, that you're laughing, that you're enjoying the content. That's what I really appreciate. That's what I love reading. Also love seeing the love whenever I do put a lot of effort into a video, and I see people go like, oh, this video was so very well done. Oh my God, I love the way you presented this, or like in a Mass Effect video or whatever. It's just enjoyable when you see people appreciate you. That's the most fun. You know, it's also very important for me to make money from it, but it's most important, like really the feeling I get when I see people write good stuff. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. But it's not yapping, it's serious business. It's serious business, guys. God damn it, this is a serious channel. We deal with serious topics here. Like how to bang a romance option in 3 different ways. Is it on a table? Is it on the floor? Is it in hell? Where do you do it? Will I answer those questions for you? Because I do it for you. Sorry, no ads with Brave. True. Brave has been pretty good because I've been watching a lot of YouTube content through Brave the past few days. It's actually, you know, it's a really good browser for just watching YouTube videos. I still do not like the fact that it pushes fucking coins in my face, bitcoins. Like, get that out of my face. Have you seen Linus Tech Tips? Of course I have. Who hasn't seen Linus Tech Tips? Come on, Zach, bro. Come on. Now I'm playing Avowed, where Brandon Keener is Kai, and I love it too. Good to hear. Didn't play Avowed yet. Maybe I should do a review of Avowed. But I don't want to do reviews though. I'm kind of sick of doing reviews. I just wanna roast you guys, you know, because it's fun. Dating aliens is serious business? Absolutely. And I answer your questions I make sure that you guys know what the true answer is. You know, what happens if you do this or that? I'm sure you can turn those off. Probably. I just haven't figured it out yet. On the floor? Angelus, Jesus Christ. Ashley, you probably like watching military movies, specifically about the World War II period, unironically. Cringe. I love your honest dad energy you give off. It's refreshing from the wannabe college marketing graduate vibe you usually get with other channels. Nice. Thank you, Alexander Kuznetsov. Look at this guy. Wow, that's pretty. I like that. The daddy energy. I guess that fits because, yeah, you know, my hair. I can't use YouTube without YouTube Enhancer. Great browser. expansion. Okay, I'll look into it. Maybe it'll help me with my problem with bitcoins, maybe. Or what does it do exactly? I have used for a couple of months, but you can disable the coins and clean it up. Oh, okay. Okay. That's good to know. I'll shut it off later when I remember to do it. A good idea could be what's your favorite ME species says about you. That could work, but I've actually already worked on one other video. It's what your Mass Effect choices say about you. And it's turning out pretty swell. There are some choices where I'm having a little trouble writing any good roasts, so I'm kind of stuck with it. And there's a lot of choices in Mass Effect, so the video is probably going to be like 10 minutes or something. I don't want it to be 10 minutes. I'd prefer when they're like shorter, because I don't have to work on it as long, and I can make the roasts a little more impactful. But right now I'm kind of stuck on that one, but hopefully you guys would like that, the choices thing. Angela's with the $5. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Amazing. The $5. Oh, thank you so much, mate. Ashley Rose made me laugh so hard. You should get a super chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. The thing is, all of these roasts, they take some time coming up with. It's not like it's instant, oh, he's just sitting there scripting. Like normally when I script a video, like a review, like my Assassin's Creed review, that took me an hour, maybe 2 hours at tops to write the script for that video, and that was like 10 minutes or something. Generally, when it comes to content like that, the scripts are pretty easy to write because they sort of write themselves. But roasts is a different thing. You gotta like really think about, okay, what really connects with the player, what really signifies what this character means, and what they sort of are viewed as in the community and stuff like that. So I generally don't come up with this, during streams. But yeah, that one just, yeah, I guess I've just been practicing way too much with the other roasts. Orin would be a good video about, specifically about Orin. That's, well, left foot of Orin. Figures you'd say that. You probably watch Hannibal while drinking wine and eating steak. That's semi-rare. And you do that probably every Sunday. Right before work. How you doing, Pays? Welcome. How you doing? If you could, would you, and if what cutscene would you add in the final space battle attack on Earth? What cutscene would I add? What do you mean? If I would add something to the space battle itself? I don't know, just the Reapers destroying shit? Because that's always cool when they're, shooting their lasers. I don't really know. I have been watching cut content videos. Amazing how much they cut. Oh, you mean for Mass Effect? Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, from BG3. Yeah, that's even more. I remember when that got out, that, oh, okay, they had so much more stuff that they cut out the game. People were like losing their minds. I was checking out like Reddit every day, and there was always some post about it. It's like, oh, I can't believe they cut away this and that and that and that and that. And like the Upper City, for example. That was also a big thing. And I do agree to an extent that, oh, yeah, that sucks. But the game is so big. It's like at some point you got to be like, oh, okay, we gotta make this a little bit tighter. Or else we won't get anything done. We get stuck at just improving the game and just adding stuff and adding stuff and adding stuff. I think that was the problem with Sven Vink, is that he just, he was looking over Baldur's Gate and he was like, nah, we gotta add this too. Nah, we gotta add this too. It like became a real problem, supposedly, from what I've heard. So it's like, yeah, okay. At some point you gotta be like, okay, let's stop. Now it's becoming like content bloat. It would have been nice to see, I think, including the Upper City and stuff like that could be nice for a sequel. I think that could be a good idea. But the question is, okay, because Larian is not making Baldur's Gate 2, and they're not making an expansion. So we're gonna see a version of Baldur's Gate from another developer that is still tied to Wizards of the Coast, of course. But it's like, oh, okay, do we? You know, I'm not sure I'm super amped about a Baldur's Gate 2 that is not made by Larian. So we'll see. Hopefully it would be, you know, it's going to be great because obviously they're going to make it. But yeah. Which is your favorite Emmy romance? Liara or Tally? Garrus too if I'm playing Femshep. I don't really have a favorite, honestly. Like, that's the thing. I like all of the romances, mostly, except Jacob. That's only because of his, you know, story leading up to 3. Also, he's kind of boring. I just feel like he's unexciting. He's kind of like Caden in a way. You know, he's just boring. Meanwhile, though, Caden is more trustworthy. Let's just say that. Thank you, Normandy. Appreciate it. Thank you for telling it like it is. Tally or Riot? Yeah, okay, Tally. I mean, how can you go wrong with her? You can't. I still haven't gotten through BG3. I'm a binge player and I need a week-long vacation just to play the thing. I don't blame you, actually. I don't blame you at all. That's kind of the problem with games of that type. They just take so much time and effort to get into. And if you take a small break from it, when you come back, it's like, oh, I don't remember anything. And so yeah, I totally feel you that some games, especially like Baldur's Gate 3, you just gotta sit down and take it in and just sit with it for a long time until you're done. That's kind of the type of game it is. Some people might have an easier time picking it up and you know, putting it down again and then picking it up again. I'm one of those people who, well, I've played it so much by now that I don't really have a difficulty with picking it up again. But I do forget some strategies. For example, like jumping to your targets is actually quicker to get to your enemies and stuff like that. So certain strategies I do, you know, I do remember or forget even. Gives bad voice? Yes. Was your original reaction and your choice in the final ending when you played it for the first time? You mean for BG3 or for Mass Effect? If for Mass Effect 3, then it was like, I think I've shown this before. Okay, let's try to loosen up a bit. Okay, so just finished Mass Effect 3. That's kind of how I reacted. It's like, it's not this big, huge, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's like, you know, I was just like most gamers, I wasn't recording. So I was just, you know, sitting there being like, you know, feeling my soul getting crushed with each second. It's like, I'm so disappointed, but I don't know how to vent about it. I don't know how to talk about it. So I sat there and I was in this crisis for days. Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't really know what to feel. I felt so super conflicted. I felt so disappointed. And I just, you know, it was like a sort of anger inside of me that I don't know, you know, I just felt so incredible. It's like the worst disappointment I've ever had. And that's saying something because I've had a lot of disappointments in my life, but that one was a big one. And I only got to vent about it really, or well, I really only felt like a relief from it when Jeremy Johns made his video complaining about the ending. Because, I think he really resonated with how I felt. So if you guys haven't checked out Jeremy John's, like his video, his rant about the Mass Effect 3 ending, that one became huge. I remember like he was pretty niche at that time. He wasn't very super popular among people on YouTube. But after that video, a lot of his videos just started kicking off a lot more. Angry Joe as well was pretty good. But I resonated mostly with Jeremy, honestly. The dramatic cello. I picked Destroy because I wanted Shepard to survive and see their loved ones again. I think a lot of people felt the same way. I started with Synthesis, though. I was one of those people because I thought that, oh, Synthesis, oh, that seems like, that's a pretty good idea. And then I picked it and it just sucked. And I was like, oh, man. And then I reloaded and I picked Control, and I kind of was okay with that. Then I picked Destroy, and I was like, that's even worse because I hadn't gotten the perfect ending yet, so I had to replay the game and get the perfect score. Then I got the one where Shepard was gasping for air, but before that I was like so incredibly disappointed. Do you think roasting the ending choice is something you could do if it's a theme you wanted to continue? Oh yeah, absolutely. I've already written a script for it. I already have the lines, but I can't say them because I don't want to spoil. But I do, yes, I've already written a roast video for for the endings. They're not terribly offensive, though. They're not that bad. But yeah, I already have it. But I'm not really sure. You know, I do want to keep going with the roast videos. Even if they don't really necessarily explode in views, they're still just so much fun to do. The thing is, I get a bunch of views on TikTok. For some reason, I don't get that many views here on YouTube, but on TikTok, some of them have really taken off. Like the choices, the Baldur's Gate 3 choices, the one that's like 2 minutes or something, that one took off. I have like, what is it, 50,000 views on that one. It's pretty insane. Hi, Kevin. How you doing, man? How you doing? What's on the agenda? We're just yapping. Just talking a bunch of bullshit, just hanging out, just making sure that you guys become members or go over to Twitch and give me your Prime subscription because money. Thank you, by the way. There's me somehow doing the refusal ending on my first playthrough, stupid child. The refusal ending wasn't there back then, though. The refusal ending wasn't back then. It wasn't there then. But on your first playthrough, I get it. Your first experience, they had added the refusal ending. That's ballsy, though. That's ballsy. There's a surprising amount of people that actually picked refusal, which is you know, it's terrible. It's the most awful ending of them all. But I respect people for choosing it because they're like, nah, fuck this. This is garbage. I remember that was also like a big complaint that both Jeremy and Joe brought up in their videos was like, why isn't there a refusal ending? Because there should be a way to say, F you, I'm not doing this, you know? And I think they added it because of that, specifically because of those videos. I'm just guessing here, but probably they did. Angelus with the 1 gifted. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, you absolute specter. W to you, Angelus. Look at Angelus. Follow Angelus's example here. Memberships, you know, just money. I picked it because I was exploring all the dialogue options. Kid just said fuck it and we all died. Yeah, I know, it's pretty hilarious in a way because it's like, oh, so be it, because that's what they say, I think, or the child says, or whatever it is says that, so be it. Oh, by the way, guys, did you guys know that it wasn't supposed to be a child? Okay, so I've said this before, but in case you didn't know, the actual final boss that they scrapped for Mass Effect 3 was apparently a Reaper Queen. I'm not kidding. So there was supposedly an idea for there to be like the big boss of the Reapers was supposed to be a woman. or well, something like that. I can't find the exact source here for it, but there was supposedly some concepts for that, which is pretty cool. But man, that upper line though, Jesus Christ, the comment, dude. Oh, and welcome to the Ansvin Squad pays. Welcome again. They need to add kick the baby refusal option. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Don't kick the baby. Kick the baby. They did that with the Arachni already. They did, absolutely. Yeah, that would have been a little bit too repetitive, honestly. So yeah, it's probably a better idea they didn't go with that. But yeah, it was a concept idea still. To be fair, I'm guessing this... You're guessing this game came after Aliens. The concept of the alien queen would be all the rage in sci-fi. Oh, it definitely came after Aliens. Aliens was made in like 1982, 3? What was it? Somewhere around there. Yeah, Mass Effect came out originally, like the first came out 2006, I think, 2007. I should know that. Keep forgetting. And Mass Effect 3 came out in 2012. South Park, yeah, I know. Kick the baby. Romance the Reaper Queen, fans at their peak, like always. Yeah, I would have loved that, though, you know, guys. Would you actually say no to this beauty? I don't know. I would probably say yes. I would probably be like, yes, my queen. I will do whatever you say for that Reaperussy. The Aliens was 1979. Ooh, okay. Well, that's even further back. Yeah, that's quite the difference. The final boss should have been Harbinger. I agree. Seriously, it should have been Harbinger. Harbinger was treated badly. I will never forgive BioWare for not treating Harbinger with more love and the respect he deserves. He is really, like, he is the big bad. He was the big main guy. And then all of a sudden he's just reduced to a little servant boy. You know, I feel for Harbinger. He really tried getting at Shepard. He was really the guy that got shit done, you know? And then they take it all away from him. All his agency, everything, it just went down the drain just because BioWare didn't want to commit to a big evil squid bad guy, because I don't know why. It's like, of course, you know, he already has a personality. We already saw that in ME2. I'm serious here, guys. This is serious business. They treated Harbinger like a piece of throwaway tentacle. He's so underrated. He really was the main bad guy, and they just took it all away from him. His entire point with these games, or well, from Mass Effect 2 and onwards, was to showcase just that the Reapers are well, Sovereign did this too, that they are singular, like they're entire nations of their own, their specific personality sort of in them. They're not just one big hive mind. They're one entity per Reaper. They're living beings, guys. Don't you understand? The Reapers did nothing wrong. They're one nation each. They're one personality pretty much each. And Harbinger's was that of a leader. He was the one who hunted down Shepard. But then Starchild, what the fuck? Where did he come from? Fuck that guy. It's very serious business, guys. BioWare betrayed the fan base by making Harbinger just a regular soldier, no face, hive mind, whatever. He was done dirty. It was very done dirty. Oh, whoopsie. Assuming tentacle. Yes, assuming tentacle. True. Very deep words. Was it ever confirmed if the Reapers were designed off the Leviathans, even though the Leviathan mission was DLC? Yeah, they confirmed it through the Leviathan DLC, and essentially what the Starchild said was that we took their form essentially, or to honor them, or whatever, what have you. I don't remember what the words are, but it's like, yeah. they used them as like a form. Wasn't Reaper Elusive Man a scrapped boss concept though? Yes, he was. He was actually. Let's look that up too. This is actually pretty fun. Elusive Man boss. He was supposed to be this thing. And I think Casey Hudson, or maybe it wasn't Casey, somebody said from BioWare that they didn't add this because it would have been too video gamey. It would have been video gamey. All respect to Casey Hudson, but come the fuck on, man. It is a video game. Get out of here. Get y'all ass out of here. Is that how you say it? But that was supposed to be the concept, like for a boss fight with the Elusive Man. I would have loved to see that. That would have been a great, you know. Yes, it would have been too video gamey, but who cares? It is a video game. Wondering, is Hackett the highest ranking Alliance officer we meet? Yes. Except for the politicians in Mass Effect 3, I think. Reapers were cloned from the first species, if I remember. Yes. No, not really cloned. They just used their form as like a sort of like a construction or like a inspiration for how they would build the Reapers. I'm not really sure if they were like honoring them or something. The Elusive Man makes sense though. His weapon is his mouth, not his body. That could be, yes, true in a way. So I would say that you have a point. Still, though, that would have been pretty badass, especially when after you kill him and he turns into a big weapon and then he dies again. You know, the thing is, the problem I have with the Elusive Man at the end of Mass Effect 3 is that he just ended up being a copy paste of Saren at the end of the day. Not his motivations per se. Well, they're also pretty much the same in a way, honestly. But it's the way they end, right? Because Saren, yes, can end in a boss fight or that he pops himself in the head, but so can Elusive Man. And I was just like, oh, okay, you could say that this is sort of like a reference or an honoring Saren sort of type ending, but I felt like it was a little lazy. I was like, this should have been, because the Elusive Man, obviously at the point where you meet him, is super cybernetically enhanced. Like, he's so corrupted, it's insane. So I would have preferred to see them like do something like that with him. Then again, now that we talk about it, Saren ended in the same way, where no matter if he pops himself in the head or if you fight him in a boss fight, he still turns into this monstrosity. So that would have been the same thing, honestly, now that I think about it. If you introduced this boss battle, still would have been cool to see. Honestly, I would have rather much preferred a bulky Elusive Man Reaper Boy as opposed to what we got. Then again, was told the concept was scrapped because I didn't fit Elusive Man's personality. Yeah, I get it. Like I get the you know, the meaning or the reason for it. It's just still would have been cool to see, you know. I guess that just goes with everything in Mass Effect. There's so much cut content that I would have loved to see. There are some characters in Mass Effect that they cut as well from Mass Effect 2 especially. That would have been really crazy, but we didn't get that either. But that's the process of video games, right? You scrap ideas, you scrap characters, you scrap storylines, etc., etc. That's just how it goes. Was that thing in the game? No, it was not in the game. That was just scrapped concept art and ideas. It is what it is. I do still think, though, the problem with BG3, for example, is that a lot of people felt like when we compared the two, right? Because Mass Effect has a lot of cut content, but it still felt like the complete game, except for maybe the endings themselves. But for Baldur's Gate 3, it was different because people expected to be able to explore the full city, because the game is called Baldur's Gate So it's like, oh, okay, so we're gonna finally get to explore the city, and they did talk about it, that you were gonna be able to explore the city. But then when you got to the city, it's like, oh, okay, you can't see the entire city because the upper city had to be cut and such. So I think the problems there were, like, the complaints seemed bigger to me for Baldur's Gate. And they didn't scrap Miranda's ass. Absolutely. That's very true. They kept that part, which is good. What would be really cool to see is at least another teaser of the next Emmy game. Yeah, I mean, I do think they're gonna probably release something on N7 Day. Most likely, like some small teaser. Again, though, they have let people go, unfortunately. So they're below 100 people working on the next Mass Effect right now. So I wouldn't expect much because they are technically still in the pre-production phase, or well, technically they are. So I don't think they can show too much still because they're obviously going to have to scale up production to show any gameplay and stuff like that. So I think it's way too early for stuff like that. So it's just going to be, you know, the generic stuff that we've seen already. Not the generic stuff, I would say, but like mostly like teasers and small things like that, obviously. Still mad about the cut content from Andromeda. Yeah. It is what it is, though. I don't think the game sold well enough for them to be like, yeah, okay, let's keep working on this. I think that was the problem at the end of the day. They just didn't make enough money back then. Why is the live listed as Dota 2? I don't know. Are you kidding me, YouTube? What are you doing? Why is it called Dota 2 on my stream? That can't be real. Or is it? Let's check. No. It doesn't say anything like that. Not to me. Your face is tired, Markle? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, that kind of tanked the game, honestly. Not specifically only my face is tired, but it was one of the reasons. It was one of the reasons, let's be fair. Very serious business? Yes, Cornlock, very serious. Chill stream? No. No, it's serious, guys. This is serious problems we discuss here, and we discuss serious solutions. And it's very important that you guys are very serious with me now, okay? Because serious business. Shepard last speech was epic. He was like, we're probably gonna die, but it's okay because we got family. Imagine if they do that for the show. Because in case I need to remind you guys, Mass Effect TV series in development at Amazon. Also, it seems like one of the people who worked on the Fast and Furious games is gonna be there. Somebody named Casey something. Daniel Casey is set to write and executive produce the adaptation. Karim Zrake will executive produce under his Cedar Tree Productions banner with Ari Arad and EA's Michael Gamble. Michael Gamble, good thing. Also executive producing Cedar Trees, blah, 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 blah. Casey. Where's Casey again? Casey most recently worked on the screenplay for F9 The Fast Saga. Family. He is known for his work on films like the sci-fi drama Family and did rewrites on Family. He is repped by CAA writ large and Family. He is very known for that, in fact. Well, maybe not specifically him. That would be Vin Diesel. But still, it's like anybody like connected to Final Fantasy. I mean, Fast and the Furious is going to be like, yeah, it's a family. Seeing Gamble attached to it gives me hope. Yes. That is one good thing about this is Michael. Michael, it's a good thing you are in it, Michael Gamble, because I know that you're watching this every now and then. I don't really know that, but I'm guessing he is. Hopefully. Michael. That's a good thing, okay? Feel good about yourself. It's a good thing you're here. Because I don't know if I would be as positive about this if it weren't for the fact that Michael Gamble is actually on it. So, looking forward to it. Family. Liara and Ashley got voluptuous in part 3. They did. But Liara was always pretty voluptuous. Ashley got voluptuous in her hair. Hair. How do you say hair? Hair. That's how you say it. I don't like her hairstyle in ME3. This show seems like a gamble. True. I don't know what it's going to be about. Like, it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to make this. Because it's like, okay, if they go with Shepard, people are going to scream and shit themselves and pee their pants and be pissed off while happy at the same time because, oh, yeah, we're getting Shepard, but it's also, oh, no, we're getting Shepard. Because then they have to go with a specific Shepard and canonize Shepard in the show, and people are going to be like, yay, and some people are going to be like, no, and it's, it's going to be a big headache. Hopefully they don't include Shepard. I think that's it's a good idea to just write their own story within the Mass Effect universe. Give us Krogan, give us Turians, give us Solarians, give us Asari. And all the other races, and just, make it interesting. Give us alien stuff. Asari Bedonkers? Yes. Oh, they never stopped growing. You mean like Liara's mom? Yeah. That's called character development right there. New characters, please? Yes, I feel so too. New characters, please. Keep Shepard to the games. We can hear references about Shepard without saying that Shepard is a man or a woman. Let's just keep Shepard as Shepard did this, Shepard did that, and just keep it neutral, so you never know whether Shepard is a man or a female, because then you can have your headcanon and you can be like, yay, Shepard is still in this universe, but we don't see them. We only hear about Shepard. Elias, welcome, man. How you been? It's been some time. Hope you're doing hope you're doing well, man. I see you've changed your profile picture as well. That's smooth as hell. Ashley was always voluptuous. Y'all just didn't see it odd through the space racism. Maybe. I mean, the thing is, I prefer Ashley as she is. You're very true. Like, she was always voluptuous. Well, let's be honest here. All the females in Mass Effect are voluptuous because all of them use the same base body. I think every character, both man and, woman in Mass Effect, all of them use the same base body as humans, of course. We have all the other races and species that have their own models, but they all use the same model. So it's like, yeah, they're all voluptuous. Definitely no Shepard in the show wouldn't be good. It could be good, but it could also be very risky because then you end up being like, oh, we have to canonize Shepard now. Oh, yay, Everything is going fine. That's good to know, man. You remember? Of course I do. Of course I do. Most of you guys I remember here. Like you guys are regulars by now. John Cena confirm as Shepard because we can't see him. That's a good one. Now, I don't see John Cena, man. Let's see here. I don't see John Cena. I like John Cena, though. I don't watch wrestling, but I like him. I like him. He seems like a fun guy. He seems like a mature guy. He seems like a guy who says... what does he say? What's the ice cream thing from China he keeps saying? John Cena, Commander Shepard. I don't see it. I don't see it. Jesus Christ. No, that would be terrible. That would be a bad pick. I like him a lot, but it's no. Bing Chilling. That's exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing he keeps saying. That would be so bad. Yeah, nope. Peacemaker was... Oh my god, I love Peacemaker. Peacemaker is so good. Goated show, for fuck's sake. That was so good. I remember Linnea, or Linnea, as my girlfriend, his name, my wife, my fiance, my girlfriend. You watched... Well, she's in the chat, so I said I should say you watched Suicide Squad with me. And Peacemaker was in Suicide Squad by James Gunn, but you hated it. So Linnea, she hated Suicide Squad because she thought it was way too gory, way too bloody, all that kind of in between. She didn't like it at all. But Peacemaker we also watched together, and you absolutely loved it. I remember that. Peacemaker was incredibly good. That was fun. And the silly little dance they do at the start of the show every time. Amazing. 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 The duality of humanity, let's just say. Never got back. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Frugan. Yes, exactly. Frugan. Dominic Purcell is much closer to the stock male chap. Dominic Purcell. Don't tell me I'm going to look up a porn actor, because you guys are... no. Oh, it's him. Well, I could see that, but he's like... I don't know. Maybe. But isn't he a little old? It could also work for him. Wentworth Miller, the guy on the left. I'd almost say that Wentworth here would probably work better, because he technically looks younger. So I would probably go with him. He's too short? Maybe. He's coming to get your plumbing. That's not that guy. Yeah, exactly. She was thinking about somebody else. What's his name again? John something? Johnny, the guy in various movies that are not for children. Antje Traue. Ooh, you're thinking about Femshep. I like it. Antje Traue. She's the one who plays the bad woman in Man of Steel. She is hot, though. I always liked Antje a lot. She is gorgeous. Look at this. She has the most like striking blue. Now Linnea is gonna get really jealous, but she has like the most striking blue eyes. She's the coolest. She really was like the standout character to me in Man of Steel. She was really badass. I wish we would have seen more of her, because she's just so cool. Yeah, she's pretty as hell. She could work as Shepard, absolutely. But she would have to work on her accent, because I think that is the problem, really. She never really got out of that European accent. She would have to like Americanize, sort of. But I could see that, sure. Yo, Midnight Drizzle, welcome with all your drizzles. Welcome. Carrie-Anne Moss, she would work as Arya. You know why. She plays Arya in the games, so she would work best for that. She is super hot, yes. She is. Carrie-Anne Moss. There we go. Matrix. Also Arya. But I feel like for Commander Shepard, I'm going to say it. No. People associate her with Arya. Also, she's a little too old playing Shepard. I do, however, think she's still hot though, but I do still think that the best choice for me is this woman. Okay, I would 100% be behind a certain actress that I like a lot. Also, one of my celebrity crushes, I would say. And that is this woman right here. Exactly. You know me so well, guys. Emily fucking Blunt would be the top pick for Shepard because she had a role in a movie with Tom Cruise that isn't entirely too dissimilar from what Shepard is in Mass Effect. And she's so fucking cool in that movie. She's so badass that I would have no problem if they cast her as Commander Shepard. Michael Gamble, get the fuck on this. Get her in. Get her in. If it's not going to be a male Shepard, you can pick Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt. Yes, exactly. Edge of Tomorrow. If you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow, that movie is badass. It is really good. It has a satisfying ending. It's everything you want in a sci-fi movie. And she is so cool. She's just so badass. So hot. And everything in between. And Tom, of course, always delivers. He does that in every movie. He's really good there as well. But Emily is, to me, like the standout character in the movie. She's like the coolest. Emma Stone? Nah. No. She doesn't have the grit. I like Emma Stone. I like most of the, like, you guys can throw me a lot of actresses here. I mean, keep throwing names at me because we can look them up and just, you know, have fun with the idea. But I think that Emily Blunt is probably either her or Antje Traue. Antje Traue could work if she really practiced on her delivery of speech in American. Then that could work. Or, well, technically, Shepard is... Well, Shepard is American, right? Or is she Canadian? He Canadian? I don't really know. What the... You know... They never say which city on Earth they grew up in, I think. FemShep is 100% the way to go for a show, in my opinion. Honestly, I can see it. I'll give it to you. That would be a good pick. I mean, she's already shown that she can work as a sci-fi sort of commander because she is a hero in the movie already. Like, she's a hero of humanity. She is badass. She always, like, wins most of the time, mostly. And she's, you know, her presence... It's just, yeah, this would work for Shepard. Absolutely. Then we got Henry Cavill as well. People have been like, oh, what's going on with Henry? We don't know, but the interesting thing is that he actually had that script or whatever. Well, it wasn't a script. It was an excerpt from the Mass Effect Wikipedia thing while he was recording The Witcher. So, if it's Commander Shepard male, then I would see Henry. Yes, I would probably say him for male Shep. I think most people would be fine with that because most people like Henry Cavill a lot. Even people who want to see FemShep would probably, like most of you, would probably be like, yeah, he's pretty much perfect. So let's just go with him. Shepard is definitely a European, totally not projecting or anything. Oh no, definitely not, Jarka. Definitely not. If it was 30 years ago, it would also have went with Gina Davis. Ooh, she would have made a good Shepard where she was younger. Maybe, yeah. But man, that's a long time ago, unfortunately. Alicia Vikander? I don't know. She was already Tomb Raider, and I don't think she fit as Lara Croft. The movie was pretty alright, but I don't think it was super good, but it was alright. And, I mean, she's a fellow Swede, so she has that going for her. But again, she does not have the grit I require. She does not resemble a Shepard I can sort of project to what she would look like or be like or act like. No, she's not that gruff, in my opinion. So that's what I like about Emily Blunt. She has that gruffness, she has the voice, but she's still beautiful. It's like she has all the things going for her. Sophie Turner? Nah. Sophie Turner is she's way too, like innocent looking, I would say. She could maybe work considering, is she really a redhead in real life or is she actually blonde? So Sophie Turner, she's the one who plays, what's her name? In Game of Thrones, what's her name again? Sansa, right. And she has a bunch of other roles as well, but I don't know. She's like too delicate. She's not gruff. No, she does not look like Shepard. No, and not in my opinion. Shepard, Emilia Clarke? Nah. Again, she doesn't have that. She's way too, no, she's too soft, too cute, too wonderful. No. Emilia Clarke, I love her. I love her to death, but she's, no. Again, she's like too soft, in my opinion. She's too cute. Best girl? Yeah. Yeah, she would fit as Liara. Hell yes. That would be great. She could work as Liara. That could work very well. I could see that, absolutely. Definitely Liara, but not Shepard. Cillian Murphy? I would probably feel weirded out between his long stares. I love that you guys just keep throwing names at me, and I'm just, sort of like explaining why that wouldn't work or why it would. So Cillian Murphy, no, I would be weirded out whenever he stares into the camera because he just has this, he's far off in the distance somewhere else whenever he looks into the camera. And sometimes that works very well. But for Commander Shepard, he's, generally very present in the games. Or, well, actually, it could work because Shepard has some of these death stares where he's just looking out into nothingness. And it's like, it could work, actually. But he doesn't have I don't think he has the facial structure, really, to play a Commander Shepard. He would have to beef up accordingly. Like, he would have to get really muscular because Shepard is pretty beefy. I mean, he is a Marine, like long-standing Marine, I would say. Tilda Swinton? Nah, again, she doesn't have the structure, I feel, for a Commander Shepard. I feel like Shepard is much more of a pronounced, has a more of a pronounced face. Tilda, for example, she has very thin eyebrows that are not very visible. She doesn't really have a super striking face. So no, I don't think that probably wouldn't work. Ana de Armas for Miranda. Actually, Ana de Armas could actually work as Shepard. A little bit. I would say 70% she could work. But Miranda, maybe. But still, it's like, yeah, I could see it. I could see Miranda. Yeah, sure. Probably Miranda rather than Shepard. Maybe. But then again, she could actually work for Shepard. She does have that gruffness. We've already seen her in action roles already. And she does that pretty well. We have Ballerina coming out soon as well, too. Which is the spin-off from John Wick. So that could work. She's pretty badass. But again, it's like, Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt, man. Emily Blunt. Gaming Wolf redeemed flex time. Oh, okay. Let's flex a little bit. I haven't built any muscles recently, so I'm looking kind of. Sorry about that, Mr. Gaming Whoop, but I'm getting there. Okay, I'm gonna be 200 kilos swole in just a couple of months. I can't promise, unfortunately. I haven't been to the gym in weeks. Get on it. Get on it, Koto. Get on it. What are you doing? Get to the gym. Get to the gym. It's very important. It's very good for you. You know what you can do? If you guys are the types who get really sick of being at the gym for a long time, you don't need to work out that long. Some of the greatest bodybuilders ever, or some of the most fittest people, like generally aren't at the gym for more like than maybe 20 minutes at max. You only need one exercise or like a couple of sets for an exercise to do. Then you go home. Then you come back the next day again and you do another body part and you go home and you do, you can just train every day. Just make the workouts shorter, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Doesn't really matter as long as you pump it out and you train seriously and you don't scroll on your fucking phone all the time. That's how you build muscle for real. That's how you do it, okay? No, not even 40 minutes pays. 40 minutes is a good suggestion, but you don't even need that. 15 minutes at tops. 15 minutes tops. 20 minutes. I can't remember his specific name, but I remember there's a specific bodybuilder that I looked up to a lot when I was younger who won Mr. Olympia several times, and he trained like, well, of course, he obviously had some, but still, it's like he built muscles just by training like 15 to 20 minutes. That's all you need. Just do a different body part every day. Exactly, Gaming Whoop. Exactly. You don't need that much. Just do it every day. But then I would have to shower every day. You don't need to shower every day. It depends on how much you sweat or how much you actually work out. But, well, every second day maybe, depends. Well, obviously, when you go to work, obviously you need to, shower after sweating a lot. So, yeah, okay, that's a good point. Alan Richson? Nah. Again, he's too much. He's too much. I like him, but he's too much. Is Biff. So, this is Alan Richson. This guy is freaking huge. He's massive, but I feel like he's too massive for Shepard. He's too big. He is really cool. I like him in Reacher. It's a pretty good show, but I think that's a smidge too much. A smidge too much. He's a little bit too big. Also, I don't know about his head shape. He would fit for James Vega. He could, but James Vega is Spanish, I think, or Latino. So I don't know. I think it would be better if they just cast a Latino actor for that, honestly. Because Alan Richson is white as shit. He's like me. Freddie Prinze Jr., but isn't he a little old by this point? Jim Holden, the guy from Expanse, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't need to be some super famous actor, for sure. But nah. He doesn't know. I don't think he's Shepard material. Sorry. He fits the show though, but not a Mass Effect show. Emily Blunt, yes. I think Emily Blunt, guys. I think I am right and you guys are wrong. Emily Blunt is absolutely the perfect choice in my opinion. If you would go with FemShep, I don't think many other actresses could pull it off. That type of menacing, almost. Well, not menacing, but she has that type of presence, that militaristic presence. She has that vibe, that aura, she's really aura forming whenever she's on screen, especially in Edge of Tomorrow. It's like, yeah, I could see her as a commander. Yeah, step on me. Mickey Persbrandt as Renegade Shepard. Oh my god, no. Imagine that. That would be fucking hilarious. Imagine him with this like Swedish breaking through every time he speaks. Yes, sir, we have to save the galaxy. One war at a time. One Reaper at a time. What is the time, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? Mikkel Persbrandt, he's one of the most like badass Swedish actors. He's always playing some gruff dude. But that's, that's who he is. Lots of gray names. Elias, there is a lot of gray names, unfortunately. Wes Chatham. Amos. Speaking of some, I don't want to ignore my Baldur's Gate fans here. So I do want to mention that we really need more Baldur's Gate or the Forgotten Realms content. We really need like movies, shows set in the Forgotten Realms. We of course had Dungeons and Dragons, right? That's a pretty good one. But we need more. Am I the only one that feels that way? We need more stuff from the Forgotten Realms. I want to see more Mind Flayers. I want to see Baldur's Gate. BG... Wait, no. The Forgotten Realms... movies. Elias coming in here like an absolute boss and just showing it how it's done. Elias appreciated with the 50 gifted. Huge celebrations. Woof. I gotta do something about this. This is unacceptable, guys. How can somebody like Elias come in here and just gift like 50 memberships like an absolute badass? And I don't have a big sort of blowout thing for him. It's insane. I am so ungrateful. I'm so sorry, Elias, but I'm adding you to this little list here. So I'm just showcasing your name here. W's for Elias. So everybody who is not an Ensven Squad member, welcome. Don't forget to join the Discord. It's here or it's down there. It's either up there or I think it's in both. So you can go to the description if you want to join. Remember, Discord. Also Discord. I should probably add that to the chat here. But yeah, let's leave it as right now. Breadloaf, I want to see Lolth and her sexy legs. Oh God. Oh God. Elias the Goat? Yes. Holy. I mean, yeah. Thank you again, Elias. Absolute Spectre. Gotta add you up here too, I think. Where were we? Other than that, glad to see you here again, Elias, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. So Lolth, I would prefer not seeing her sexy legs because those who know, you know that Lolth is, well, but I really do want to see more like movies and shows in for the Forgotten Realms. I think, what do we actually have? We have Baldur's Gate and we have Dungeons and Dragons. There's not much transmedia when it comes to the Forgotten Realms, right? And also with the 26 months, appreciate the support, man. I appreciate it as always. With this 26 months, insane. We need more series and games for D&D, and there are other worlds than Forgotten Realms, like Planescape and Dragonlance. Dude, I'm still such a virgin on D&D, but yes, Planescape, Dragonlance. Okay, let's look that up. Dragonlance, Planescape. I gotta deepen my knowledge of D&D stuff, man. I really want to... Oh, Planetscape! That's what I was thinking of. That's not... Okay, it's not Torment. It's Planetscape Torment. Was that what you were talking about? That's the thing I was thinking about earlier. Planetscape. I've heard so much stuff about Planetscape, but it's like, oh... But it's one of those games, you know, it's old. It's old as shit, man. How do I play this without being like, oh, this is so old. I don't know how to do it, guys. I don't know how to do it. You got to help me with this. How am I supposed to play these games? Because as I mentioned on the last stream, in case you weren't here, I'm the type of person who has a really huge difficulty playing older games in a series when I've played newer games of the series already. So for example, I don't imagine that I can go back and play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 when I haven't played them before Baldur's Gate 3. What I should have done is played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, then 3. But because I played 3 first, it's like really hard for me to go back. Then again, I haven't played anything in the Torment series. So I'm guessing This is a series, right? This is a franchise. Maybe this is just a standalone game. Again, though, it's just very old. How do you guys have any tips? I'm seriously asking. Do you guys have any tips on how to actually get in the mindset of, yes, I'm gonna play this very old ass game that's supposedly very good, but I can't bring myself to do it because it's just so old? It's so sad we won't hear Robin Sack's voice anymore. Rip Zaid. Yeah, that sucks. Such a shame. I was so sad when I heard the news about Robin. Yeah, that was a while ago that happened. But I remember it was a pretty sad day because like, oh, okay, well, he's not coming back then for the next Mass Effect game. Because his role as Zaid was really, like, he is so memorable in Mass Effect 2 and 3, of course. But man, Zaid was definitely one of those DLC sort of characters that just, he didn't feel like he should have, because he was DLC, right? As far as I remember, he was an optional character. I love the game and the characters, and the themes of Planetscape are a lot more mature than what we are used to see in games. Is it? I'm guessing it's like Baldur's Gate in a way, where it's like super mature in some areas. But from what it looks like, it's like, it doesn't seem like it has any humor in it. Probably pretty difficult to do when you're making a game such as this. Is Linnea telling us she is a goth mommy? What? What does she say? No, oh no. She's just talking about goth mommies being attractive or something, I guess. No, she's not a goth mommy. No. Linnea is she's a Swedish goddess. She's like a blonde, blue-eyed. When she enters a room, it's like she's blinding everybody. It's like, whoa, and everybody falls in love and drops to the ground and gets a heart attack. Everybody dies. It's tragic, but it's also beautiful because they're like, oh my God. So no, she's not a goth mommy. She's the opposite to a goth mommy. So let's say you have like you have a really dark, brooding, sort of demonic goth mommy over here. Linnea is more like an angel. I know I'm really like glazing my girlfriend here, but she's like pretty much the opposite. I'm so nice. I'm so cute. I'm so beautiful. I'm so nice to my girlfriend. But it's true. Yeah, it's like my eyes, and then you die. Like your first companion is a dirty talking floating skull. Damn. Really? Okay, so there is humor. Okay, that made me a little bit more interested in playing the game, because stuff like that, where there's a little spice, it's like, oh, okay, so it's not just a sort of a point and click game. There's much more to it than I'm guessing. Zaid deserves to drink his drinks by the beach like we saw in the PowerPoint presentation end of ME3. True. Poor Zaid, man. Or, well, Robin Sachs, I would say. Zaid, ME3. And dang. Do we have that ending slide here? There he is. Zaid. Man. Yeah, that sucked. Oh, you died? Yes, it's that bad. I have to keep her in the apartment because as soon as she exits and she goes outside, like, people just get instantly flashed and they're just and they drop dead, and it's terrible, but it's also pretty awesome. Forget goth girls. What about divine girls with a holy white or golden That's what I mean. It's like, okay, you have let's say, what's her? Widowmaker? Widowmaker in Overwatch. She is a classic goth mummy. But on the other hand, you have Mercy. So I'm saying that my girlfriend she's literally like Mercy. And you can see, like, they're complete opposites. So, yeah. Goth mommies are overrated. I'm just going to say it here. People are going to be like, How dare you say that about goth mommies? What the fuck, man? Goth is in. Nah, I'm pretty tired of goth stuff, honestly. I got sick and tired of it when I was growing up. When I was a teenager, goth was pretty popular. Even then, it was like, oh shit, this is so cringe. This is over. Stop. No. Angelic, pretty girls. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Both, please? Nah, Chris. Nah. Respect to anyone who is a goth mommy out there. I appreciate you for what you are. It's just not my thing. I'm playing Dragon Age Origins for the first time, and I'm loving it. It is Dragon Age 2 as bad as people say. I don't think... No, I actually replayed Dragon Age 2 fairly recently, and I haven't made like a video about, at least for the intro of the game. It's not as bad as I remember it to be. It's actually pretty fun if you're running it on a system that, well, I remember when I played Dragon Age 2 the first time back in the day, I had a pretty shitty PC, so I couldn't really run it properly. That was also one of the reasons why I don't think I really liked it. It does get repetitive after a while, though, because you're just running inside a city all the time, so it's like a lot of rehashed dungeons and whatnot. But generally, I would say that the writing is pretty good. A lot of the game is like pretty good. The combat is actually sort of satisfying, but it can get pretty repetitive, but it's not as terrible as I remember. I would give it maybe a 7. I would give it, a 7. Definitely playable, for sure. Yeah, so yeah, as you guys say, Dragon Age 2 is fine, absolutely. Elias, but for sure, it's not a game for streaming. It's a very slow game with a lot of reading to do to even understand what happens. Well, then maybe it's a good game for streaming. I don't know. It depends, because really what this game or what this channel is or what it has become is like a RPG mostly channel. So maybe it would work for streaming, could work for streaming. I'm not sure, because then I would have to improvise a lot and overact and over dramatize, because otherwise maybe it's not that fun. But I could imagine myself playing it, at least now that you mentioned that skull. MrHulthen, you were not hurt enough to really appreciate Gotham mommies. Probably not. The thing is, I don't have anything really against goth mommies. I do like the aesthetic style, the sort of, well, it's sort of semi, it's the next step after emo, I would say. So I don't have anything against the aesthetics of it, like the usually the long black hair and the piercing blue eyes. That's usually how the goth look is, or the, you know, the short skirts and whatever. Don't have a problem with that, or the dark clothing. It's just, I think it's overdone. I think way too many people are doing it nowadays, and it's like, it's just a meme to me. It's not like, oh, this is so attractive. It's like, it's fine, you know, but just like any other like style or fashion, it just ebbs out. And I just, you know. They had around 14 months to make Dragon Age 2. Yes, it was a pretty short time. I think it was 14 months. I'm not entirely sure, but it was very short. You gotta go back to work, Drizzle. Just wanted to stop and say, hey, hope everyone has a great day. Yes, I hope so too, to everybody. You too, Drizzle. By the way, if you aren't watching from Twitch already, you can do so as well. It is a little better, you know, in terms of watching streams. The UI is a little better. It's just, you know, just in case you didn't know that already, I've mentioned that on the stream already. I'm streaming on Twitch as well. So, yeah. I think my link is up there. It is, yeah. Nice. Linnea leading a crusade against the goth mommy for the blinding blonde clan. That's a good one, Breadloaf. The blinding blonde clan. Yes, blinding blonde clan. That's what we're going with. Yeah, that's our side. That's the gang. That's the gang we're going with. Blinding blonde clan. I like it a lot, actually. I'll try to remember that for the next stream. Maybe TikTok hasn't ruined it for me because I don't have one. Good on you. TikTok is okay for some things, but I feel like, yeah, the TikTokification of everything, unfortunately, has ruined a lot of stuff. like attention spans and stuff like that, and trends just, you know, kicking in and then dying immediately. I don't know. What about Veilguard? Oopsie daisy. I don't know. Are we allowed to talk about Veilguard on this channel? I always try to be very respectful and nice about Veilguard because I didn't hate it, but I don't. Okay. I want you guys to understand me right here, okay? I don't hate Veilguard, and there is a lot of unfair criticism against it. But, in my opinion, Veilguard got very repetitive after a while. The writing wasn't very good. It had a lot of I would say uncomfortable moments. Mainly it's the writing that caused this. I don't want to say too much for the risk of spoiling because the game is very spoilery on its own. But there are some, you know, there are a lot of lines that are just like, oh, okay, you guys have already said this. You have already said this. You have again already said this. It's been 10 minutes. You've already said this. It's like super repetitive. And the gameplay gets super repetitive. The move sets especially get... I wasn't... there was a lot of things that I was hoping for that just... Yeah, it was just lacking on all fronts. It's so hard to put into, you know, a small clip like this on a stream, but it's like... Veilguard is really one of those games that can really be decoded in like an hour-long video where you go over everything that's not really working, that like sinks the game down. It's by far not a terrible game, absolutely not. Wheels, Veilguard sucked. I make no apologies. You don't have to apologize. If you think a game sucks, then it sucks to you. That's fine. That's fair. You know, it's fair. It's fair. But on the other hand, I do feel like it's very important to bring up criticisms and bring up fair criticisms and not just go, yeah, this game sucks because I don't like it. You know, it's fine if you think that, but I think online discourse would have been much better if we could just look at what exactly is it that makes the game not great and try to make it better, right? So... fair criticism is always the way to go. Normandy, you thought it was a 5 out of 10. That's fair. I would give it a 6.5. There were a lot of moments I enjoyed, but a lot of it just nah. The ending was pretty cool though. I do like how they put up the ending. Not the ending like what it resulted in, but what your choices actually meant towards the ending. That people can actually die. I do like that a lot. They should do that. Keep doing that. Couldn't stand Harding, voiced by Ali Hillis. Well, I don't think she was that bad. It's just, again, the writing wasn't always super good. Ali Hillis, I think, does a good job overall in most things she's in. But, again, it wasn't... like some of her lines are not the best, especially when you're like flirting with her. Gets easily toxic without being fair to speak. Yeah. Elgar'nan and Gillenane. Wait, what? The ancient elven gods Elgar'nan and Gillenane? Gillenane and Elgar'nan? Nain Gilan? Galanine? Galanine? Dalanine? Elgar'nan? It's, yeah, it's... it sinks its teeth into your head and you're like, can you stop saying their names? It's who again? I forgot. Elgar'nan and Gillenane. In case you forgot. Did you forget? Elgar'nan and Gillenane. That last mission was killer, but everything else needed more build-up and characterization. Very true. Elgar'nan and Gillenane. The writing was horrible, the gameplay repetitive and boring, the ending was okay. Elgar'nan and Gillenane. I don't blame Ali Hillis, the direction and writing must be the issue. Yes. Elgarnon and Gillenane. The rewrites felt very apparent in the story. Oh, no, he turns into a Chinese Swedish dude. Elgarnon and Gillenane. How fast can I say that? Elgarnon and Gillenane. What? I did like the insist implication of Elgarnon and Gillenane. You read my comments? I did. I do read most comments, actually. I just don't always respond to them because I keep reading something else. So I try to read all the comments as much as I can. Who? Elgarnon and Gillenane? You're honestly so worried about ME5? Again, like I mentioned in my video, where, you know, of course, because I'm always right. I'm always correct. I've never been wrong in my entire life. As I mentioned in my Mass Effect video, I do think that the team is different because there's a different leadership. There's different people at the top, especially like the narrative director, the gameplay director. Michael has stated publicly that the game is going to be very different, at least in terms of art style. But then, of course, when it comes to writing, people are like worried. I can see that. Elgarnon, don't forget. In terms of art style, that's what he mentioned at least. That is going to be very different because Mass Effect needs a very specific approach, more realistic approach. But the writing, I think, is fine because Elgarnon. I think because Mary DeMarle is in the, like, she's the narrative director. She's the senior, I think it's called senior narrative director, meaning that she has full oversight of the narrative and the writing. I think she is sort of our safe haven here. I keep talking about Mary DeMarle, but she has some real power to her name. I mean, she was responsible for the writing for Deus Ex Human Revolution and Mankind Divided and a bunch of other games, but also Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out a couple of years ago, which was really good. The writing was really good. The banter was really good. And that's partly because of her. So, Elgarnon and Gillenane. Don't forget to like the stream if you like this. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream. It's very important you like the stream because liking the stream makes sure that I become a millionaire overnight. No, but seriously, it helps with promoting the video and the algorithm. It means that you like it and you want to see more streams like this. In any case, Mary DeMarle, in case you don't know, okay, so there might be some people that are always confused. I always try to make sure that people are as little confused as possible with my streams and my videos, which is why I always tend to repeat a lot of things I've already said. But I think it's important because there are always new people coming in. So it's like, here is Mary DeMarle. She is known in the gaming industry for having so far no fails under her belt. She is one of the main people making sure that the narrative and the writing works for Mass Effect. I do like Mary DeMarle. I'm sure she can write a good story. I just hope she can write a good Mass Effect story for ME5 with respect to the trilogy and what the fans want. Yes, that is the most important factor here, is that she understands Mass Effect. And that she has played Mass Effect. That is also super important, that she knows what the hell she's looking at here. You know, she understands the DNA of the franchise. She knows what the game is supposed to feel like. She knows how to transport people to another, well, not another galaxy, but a version of her galaxy, you know, that Mass Effect kind of does. It has that charm to it. She understands the character writing, how important the banter is, which obviously she always seems she understands. And I've seen various interviews with her, and they all seem to suggest that she really understands how important it is that the writing and character banter and how the story goes together with the gameplay and everything marries perfectly. Like one strengthens the other. So she seems to know what she's doing. I hope there's not too much Liara. You're definitely going to get Liara. In case you forgot. Mary, save us. Yes, Mary, save us. Mary DeMarle, you can do it. I believe in you. I believe. I think a lot of people, because there are tons of people working on these games, obviously. But the leadership is especially important. I think people forget that a lot. It's like, oh, this game is bad because of all the developers. No. If the game is bad, it's usually that some part of the leadership just didn't follow through. Somebody messed up, or several people up at the top messed up. It's generally not the little people, the developers that are running around on the floor and developing the game. It's generally the people in charge. So if something doesn't go super well, it's generally because decisions made at the top, or somebody didn't have full control, or didn't look everything up or look everything over. And generally that is usually how it turns out. You don't necessarily just want to blame one person, because usually that's not the case, but it's usually like a leadership problem. And I think that's kind of where Veilguard ended up. I'm not sure exactly, because it's so very chaotic looking at the history of how Veilguard was developed, because it was so chaotic. But it's been like handed down and stuff like that, and some people were in charge of it, then somebody else took over, and so on. And I think with Mass Effect so far, it seems like they have things under control. They're cruising. As far as I can see from my perspective, the leadership and the people at the Mass Effect front, they seem to be cruising pretty smoothly. So far, I haven't seen any talks about, any of the leadership, any of the people in charge so far having like switched around, or anybody getting fired, or anybody getting removed, or leaving, or whatever. Like nothing like that. Everything has been smooth sailing so far. Let's just hope that it keeps going, right? If that keeps going, I think we're going to be fine, right? That's what I think. Normandy, you can tell when the game has unified direction and vision. Exactly. It's so important to realize that when the team and the leadership has a vision and they understand it and they're on board and everybody shakes hands and everybody knows what they're doing, that's when you've hit it. That's when you know you're going somewhere. That's with everything, really. Any project is when everybody is on the same page, we see the same vision, we want the same thing, and we can take the same path together. That's when you know that, yes, what we got here is special. And so far, it seems like that is the case with Mass Effect. Hard to say because we don't know that much, but it seems okay. Hopefully Michael Gamble has a finger on the pulse for the fans. He seems like he does. Yes, it does seem like he does. Silent Flame, I think the upper leads were too afraid of EA that they wanted to make Veilguard safe, but it ended up being too safe. There was a comment about how the writing felt like Ajar was constantly in the room. Yeah, that was Skill Up that said that specific line, I think, in his video. And it's been used a lot for Veilguard, and I would not disagree. It does feel like that sometimes. But yeah, it definitely was too safe. One of the main reasons you can just look at this specific example of Veilguard being too much of a safe game is the puzzles, man. The weak, pathetic puzzles. What were they thinking? They aren't even puzzles. It's like, man, a 2-year-old could do this. I wanted something that made me try to put effort into the game. But a lot of the time it just felt like, oh, okay, I just have to crank everything up to maximum difficulty to get a challenge here. But then like everything just becomes spongy. All the enemies just becomes really spongy. And that's pretty much like the difficulty you get at that point. There were puzzles. Yes, there was. But there are bad excuses for puzzles, unfortunately. I'm just gonna be honest about it. It's like that is probably the worst. One of the worst elements for me was like, what is this? You know. I'm excited for it. Do you have any predictions for Mass Effect? Well, we're going back to the Milky Way. We're meeting up with Liara. We are probably we're definitely dealing with the Geth somehow again. My prediction is just that it will be about a galaxy that is rebuilding, sort of. There are going to be elements of it, I think. Galactic Civil War is probably where we're heading. Like, there's a lot of instability. Or it's further along than we think, and the galaxy has rebuilt. Everything is fine. And there is a new threat that we have to deal with. But my wants is more, it's not so much of a prediction. It's mostly just, I want to see a galactic civil war. I want to see the galaxy be like, yeah, okay, we have a bunch of Reaper technology lying around. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. And so everybody starts to fight for domination. This just, I think that's the most reasonable way to look at it. The over-explaining stuff that's going on, like the player don't understand what to do, or just the dialogue itself being very bad. Yeah, generally the way that it just hits you over the head with something. There's a lot of hand-holdiness, which I don't like very much as well. We gamers are not smart. That's why we need to hear Elkan 100 times. Yes, exactly. You need to hear about Elgar'nan and Gilanain and how they are the elder gods of the elves, and they are the ones who are the bad guys. And in case you didn't know, they are also evil, and they want to kill you and all your friends and the world, and they're bad. Did I say that they are the evil guys that want to destroy the world? They also are called Elgar'nan and Gilanain, and they are gods that are super powerful, and you can't stop them on your own. You need your Veil Guard. You need your team of guards of the Veil, and you need to stop Elgar'nan and Gilanain. They're gods, in case you didn't know. They're elven gods, actually, that were sealed away, and now they're free, and now they want to kill all your friends. They're very powerful, and yeah. Like, they wanted to make it for new players, so explained all the lore and story, but wanted to also bring back the older players, so included all the lore explanations they could. Yes, they wanted to fill in people as much as possible on what's going on, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think they should have just been like, yeah, if you don't know who these people are, that's your fault. Because then people would have gone back, who are newcomers, and be like, yo, I don't understand anything. Should I maybe play the first game or the second game or the third game? Maybe I should. And then they go back and play the first, second, and third game. At least the third game, because Inquisition is actually the only one that carries over into Velgard. And then you would get sales from people playing Inquisition. You would get more sales from people not understanding Velgard and being like, oh, I don't, what's going on here? Oh, instead of onboarding people constantly, you know, just get them to play your previous game. And then they get another game they can play. Those gods sound evil. What are their names again? Gilanain, write this up, and Elgar'nan. Very important stuff. You need to write it down because you're not at all going to hear it throughout the entire game. Multiple times, every mission. Tosh truly was the real villain? Nah. She wasn't. She was just not a really well-written character. That was the only problem with Tosh. I unfortunately, I think she landed under the radar for me in terms of like, okay, she's not very interesting. That's it for me. Elgar'nut. Why, I never heard those names before. What were they again? Did you write that? Didn't you write it up? I told you to write it up. Elgar'nan and Gilanain. Were the gods nice? No, they weren't, actually. They're very evil, very bad. By the way, Elgon again. So, it's not like Xbox... the first 3 games were on Xbox Game Pass for a good couple of years before VG was released. So it's not like Xbox couldn't play them for the cost of their Games Pass sub. True, yes, exactly. Like, I think generally it's a mistake to force in all of the information and context of the world and the universe into your next game simply to make people understand what the game is about. I appreciate the effort they put into doing that. I do, because they're thinking of their players, obviously. They are. But it ends up like feeling like they think you're stupid. Like, that's how gamers think, unfortunately. It's like, hey, I'm not an idiot. You know? I think generally people have this, maybe developers and some studios have this idea that players are fucking idiotic and they don't understand what they're looking at, and that's not true. And generally, when it comes to stuff like this, people don't want to be beaten over their head with, like, information they already know. It's just, you know, especially so when they can find it out themselves. You can just, you know, a quick Google search will let you know everything you need to know about, okay, who is this character? What is their what is their purpose? What is their lore? Or if you're interested, you can just go back and play the previous game, because then you have something to do and look forward to. So I just generally think it's a good idea to not contextually explaining everything. Muhammad Sadiqpur, stop it. Stop what? Stop. You need to stop them because they're evil gods that need to be stopped. Good. You wrote it down? Nice. Thank you. Drinking game. Drink a shot every time this. We all would be dead before the evening rolls around. Ivan Designer, oh, hello guys. I see you guys are talking about Elgon and Gillenane. We are. The gods. Elgon and Gillenane. Beta testers must be idiots. That's why every game tells you how to solve a puzzle after 21 seconds. I don't know what the reason is, actually. I don't think it's that the beta testers are idiots. I just think that the game developers maybe feel like, oh, maybe this is too difficult. Maybe this is too hard when they're playing it through themselves. And maybe that's when they decide that, yeah, okay, let's just make this a silly little whatever, you know? I don't know really how they motivate it. Hey, Chris, gonna go out to eat? Have a good meal. Have a good meal. Sage Arts, how you doing? What's up? Yeah, we're just sitting here yapping. I'm doing well. Thank you. This joke about to become just as annoying as the evil gods themselves in the game. The evil gods of Galan. I'm having a stroke. I can't say it anymore. He can lean a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. We got the opposite from the developers. We don't, if we don't show them how to swallow, give them a tutorial for if they don't know how to do it. Sort of, kind of, sort of, unfortunately. At least with the case of Veilguard. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be off for today. This has been pretty fun, just yapping about and talking about Elgon and Gillenane, because they're very important characters in the game Dragon Age the Veilguard, where you fight these said elven gods. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to be off because we need to get some food here in MrHulthen house. We got to get some food in our tummies. Thank you to Elias, you big Spectre man. Appreciate it. And thank you to all the, not a lot of primes actually this time. Remember to become a prime subscription a guy or girl on Twitch if you haven't become so already. Become a member if you haven't. Thank you for the memberships. Appreciate it, guys. Take care and see you on Friday. Bye-bye. MrHulthen signing off.